Welcome back to North Country Community Radio, WZNC LP Bethlehem, 99.9 FM, streaming online at nococommunityradio.org. This is Amanda McKeen, and you're listening to North of Normal. And I think we're in our 5th episode at this point, and we always have a special guest, but we have a very, very special guest today. She happens to be, she's so many things, but she happens to be my friend as well, and I just, we know each other pretty well at this point, so this is going to be a really fun conversation together. Marie Myers is here with me. Marie Myers is the owner of Littleton Fitness. People know her through different channels. Even before that, she at one point ran the CrossFit gym here in town. And we're going to learn all kinds of interesting facts about Marie today, where she came from, how she got to be here, how she got to be owner of Littleton Fitness, and what she's working towards. So it's going to be a really great hour that we've got ahead of us. If you're just tuning in, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate you guys, and look forward to this amazing conversation we're about to have. So Marie, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. And before we dive in, I just want to remind people, because we may have some new listeners today, why North of Normal exists. This is a newer show. We started in June, and I had the idea back in December that, I kept meeting these amazing people here in our community, and it was because I was actively seeking out, figuring out who was who here. And I had to go to tremendous efforts to do that, which was fun. But I thought, wow, I'm having these great conversations. I'm meeting these awesome people that I never knew existed here in the North Country because we're so hidden. And I thought, I really want to create a platform where we can showcase these people and their stories, because there's just some incredible individuals and organizations here. So we launched North of Normal. I call it North of Normal. Really, there is no normal, but we are especially abnormal here in the North Country, and I think it's something to celebrate. So every guest that I have on is contributing to our community in a very special way and has a unique story. And so that's how North of Normal got started. And that's why Marie is here today, because you are part of this community. You provide some really unique avenues for people and opportunities. And you have a great story to tell, I think.
We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, so thank you, Marie, for being here, and thanks for being patient while I got us set up, too.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But you had time to chug your coffee down.
Coffee. Yeah. I'm a good chugger of coffee and, soda. Diet soda.
Diet. We'll come back to that.
We'll come back to that.
Okay, so one thing that I think obviously makes you stand out here is your accent. Mm-hmm. I've been with you, and when people will walk up to you and be like, oh my gosh, I love your accent. Where are you from? So let's talk about that for people who may not know.
Sure.
Yeah.
First of all, I think I definitely have a little bit of a unique accent. It is not what most South Africans sound like. South Africans who speak English as their first language especially will have a lot more of a British accent. I found that most people had a hard time understanding me when I first got here and had a very strong British accent. So part of me actually tried to become a little bit more understandable for people.
Okay.
I also think that the American accent kind of rubbed off on me a little bit more when I'm in South Africa, I only speak Afrikaans.
Okay.
So this is the most English I ever speak.
Yeah.
So I think well, in South Africa, when I go home, people think I'm from the U.S. They think
They do?
They do, yes. They're kind of shocked when they hear me talking. Like, I'll be talking English to somebody and then turn around and speak Afrikaans to my family, and they'll, like, almost fall on their backs thinking, like, you know, they thought it was from the U.S. But here, obviously, you guys can tell that something funny is up with my accent. So I don't know what you want to call it. It's something of its own. Yeah.
It's its own thing. That's amazing.
Yeah. And then when I do go home to visit, like, I will come back with a slightly stronger accent that, you know,
yeah, because you kind of reintegrated.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now I just speak really bad English and really bad Afrikaans also. So
I hear you.
A mix of everything.
Yeah, I've been a witness of that.
Yes,
so.
yes, you have. It's a special skill to speak Marie. We'll just call it that.
And to understand Marie.
And to understand Marie, yes. Who
can
come off slightly offensive sometimes.
Oh, well, let's hope that doesn't happen today.
I will try my very best.
So let's talk about your home, because I've heard you refer to South Africa as home several times in the last minute. So talk to me about where you grew up, how you grew up, how long were you there?
Okay, so I was born in the city of Pretoria, which is bordering Johannesburg, which most people might have heard about. And then moved to a city called Potchefstroom, about 2 hours away. If you take the direct route, I'm also really bad with directions, and you know, sometimes could take me 6 hours to do a 2 hour route, but it's not that far away. So grew up there, graduated high school there, and then went to university at the University of Pretoria to study interior design, actually, in my second or third year of college, which I probably should know, but I forget.
Okay.
I took our summer vacation and came to the U.S. on a ski work holiday with some friends. And then at that point, abandoned my studies. So that was not my proudest moment, but it was part of what put me on the course of where I am today. So
okay, yeah. So where was this ski thing?
That was at Mount Washington Hotel.
It was?
Yes, it was. Yep, I was a busser in the main dining room.
Fun story. Gosh. Was that just a summer or?
Well, it was winter here. It was our summer, so it was over December. Yep.
And how did you even hear about this place?
Well, when I went to school in South Africa to university, we lived in a student house, and one of the guys there worked through an agency and had done a trip to the U.S. where he worked on a ski resort, and then so you get to work for a few months and then you get to travel for a little bit. He came home, told us all about it, that it was the most amazing thing, and we totally have to do this with him. So we went through an agency, and they pretty much find you it was very randomly picked. It wasn't like I sought that resort out specifically.
Wow. Yeah. So you're here by random
chance.
Oh my gosh.
I guess so.
All right. So had you experienced snow?
Nope.
Before?
That was part of the biggest motivator.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, one time while we were in university, so it does every once in a while snow in South Africa, but like on the peaks of some of the mountains. It's not, or it could be a fluke thing, but it's not like, a normal every year occurrence. So while we were in school, it did snow one time at on some mountain peaks, and we made a road trip out of it to chase down and go find the snow. But I mean, we did not get very close to it, and you could only see it at the top of the mountain. So that was my closest encounter with snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you came here and you were just completely inundated in snow.
Yeah, and that was definitely part of the appeal. It's like, hey, let's go check out what it looks like to, be in snow-covered mountains and try skiing and snowboarding and all that stuff.
So do you remember what your first impressions were of this place?
I thought it was incredibly beautiful. That was an insanely snowy winter. My gosh, I'd have to try and remember what year that was. But we arrived and it was like a lot of snow. Yeah. My mind was blown for sure. Yeah. It was a very foreign thing. It was beautiful. It was very cold. I did not enjoy early darkness. And, that part was a little less fun and equally shocking and new and different. We don't have huge time changes in South Africa. We do have small changes during the seasons, but not like that. Yeah. So definitely different.
Did you come to Littleton during that time to just like...
A few times if you made a friend that had a car that could drive you in. Yep. And I think the hotel did have a shuttle that would bring you in every once in a while. But
I think they still do that.
I think they do. Yeah. I wonder if they do that now more frequently, or if I just was out of the loop and missed the bus.
Oh, maybe you missed the bus.
Maybe.
But I know, I know that they do it because there's still there's international workers there now that come to your gym.
Right.
And they use a shuttle. So
yes, they do.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Full circle.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you came over for December. Did you go back to South Africa?
I did.
Yeah.
It was slightly delayed. I moved my flight date. My parents were not happy about that. I think my dad at one point did actually contemplate getting on a flight and coming back to get me.
To get you?
So I stayed a little bit longer, but I did go back.
All right. So you went back. And then was your whole mission how do I get back over here?
Well, yes. And eventually I did find my way.
You did find your way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so now, of course, I have 2 kids. Lived in... so I came back to New Hampshire. Got married. Lived in New Jersey for a little while, where my husband at the time's family lived. My daughter was born in New Jersey. And then we decided that we wanted to move to a more small town setting to raise our kids. We were both familiar with this area. This is where I met my husband at the time. So we moved back to New Hampshire when Addie was almost 1. So she is now 16. She'll be 17 in December.
Wow.
So I've been back for quite a years.
While.
Yeah.
So do you ever refer to here as home?
I definitely do. Yeah, it's been a gradual process. At first, home definitely was just South Africa, and it was a long transition period, I think, where my heart was just always pulling back towards South Africa. But now, the crazy thing is that I have now lived in the U.S. maybe even longer than I lived in South Africa.
Wow.
That's very crazy. I think I've crossed that line. So no, every day the U.S. it's definitely home also.
Yeah.
It's, both places, very much home.
It is.
Yeah.
And when I am around you, I totally feel that, but I also... there's not a day that goes by where you aren't sending me some clip about South Africa or sharing music or something. Yep. So it's so much a part of you.
It's very much a part of me. It will forever be a part of me, but so is the U.S.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it's nice to be. It took time. I think the hard part was to sort of set down roots. It takes time to put roots down, truly put roots down.
Yeah.
So that definitely made me feel a little bit not lost, but I guess almost just not quite like this is home or that I belong fully. So that is really nice that at this point, I can truly say that I have definitely put down some roots and made some true good connections, and can honestly call this home as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's really good. I'm glad you shared that because, I've been here 6 years, and for the first 5, I just felt completely, disconnected and not knowing how to start that. it's a process.
It's definitely a process. It's definitely a process, yeah.
And I don't know if it's the same everywhere or if
feel
it's
like
special
the North
here.
Country can be a little bit harder.
Yeah.
I definitely think so.
Probably.
Yeah. We like traveling a lot. I've not lived too many other places in the U.S., but I feel like the North Country can be a little bit challenging in that aspect.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure. But it's really cool to see you, making it through and on the other side, feeling feeling connected and like you belong here. That's really important.
It is.
I think that we all are looking for that, and it's good to have that and that sense of community.
I agree.
So let's talk about how you and I met, because that was kind of random.
Remember how that was.
Was it me reaching out when you owned CrossFit?
I think so, but I feel like before that, I was aware of your existence.
Because of biking, maybe?
Because of Strava.
Yeah, Strava.
Yes, we were Strava. Were we enemies or friends? Is there such a thing as friends?
I don't think there are.
There is. No, there is. I'm just kidding.
I was just going to say, I don't think there are enemies, but for those of you listening that don't know what we're talking about, Strava is an app that people will have on their phones that like to do physical activities, and it's a way to record them, and then you can stay connected with other athletes and give them what you call kudos, which is like a thumbs up, like a pat on the back, good job, I saw that you worked out, whatever. So Strava can be a very competitive platform. So that's what Marie's talking about when she mentions enemies, because
we can get a little competitive on the trails.
It is, there's opportunity to compete for crowns and trophies, which are not even tangible, but but it's a thing, and it's popular up here, and it's so fun. I probably definitely knew about you through Strava.
Yeah, and we would run into each other every once in a while, on our bikes, I think.
Yeah, I think we maybe said hi.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah.
So that was the first awareness of each other. And then, I think you reached out to me right at the end when I was selling the CrossFit gym, when you were looking for a place to work out. Yep, that was our first connection. And then you reached out to me again a little further down the line when you were like, hey, this town needs a gym. And I'm like, yes, it does. It needs a good, not normal. I don't know what that even means.
North of normal.
North of normal. Just, there's lots of, there was lots of specialty gyms or fitness opportunities in town, which I absolutely love, but there was nowhere really just normal, right in town, accessible, that covers sort of a wide variety of needs for your everyday person.
Yes.
And so that is where we linked up.
And we started meeting on a regular basis because we were putting our heads together along with another community member, trying to figure out how we could create this thing.
And then Amanda abandoned ship.
And then I was just like, this is too hard.
Yeah. And I kind of forgot about it too, actually. I was traveling a lot. We were racing bikes.
Yep,
all across the world. Not really. Just South Africa and the U.S. It feels like the world. It was a lot of traveling. It was a lot of traveling back and forth. Super awesome times. We still travel a lot. But at the time, I just really didn't have... it just wasn't the right time to fully focus on bringing that dream to life. So
we were looking at properties that were potentially for sale and trying to figure out how we could make this a community hub.
Yeah.
I remember that being very important. Yes. And then, I don't know, a year and a half went by.
Mm-hmm. But we didn't even really see each other at all. Yeah.
No. And we were kind of on our own paths for a bit there. And then all of a sudden, it's like Marie owns Fitness Authority, and she's renamed it the Old Fitness Authority. And that was amazing. I didn't even know what that how that happened. So I would love for you to share that.
Yeah. So I think Amanda did quickly mention that I did own a CrossFit gym in town for a few years. I thoroughly enjoyed that phase. And then I just like, I not to get sidetracked here or anything, but I do really enjoy having new challenges. And so I got into the biking with my husband, Jamie Myers, got me really hooked on biking. So our focus became that for a long time. And then I, of course, wanted to continue training in the gym at the same time. And the only place available in town was Fitness Authority, which, well,
I'm excited to hear what you're going to say.
Well, when I walked in, it kind of was a mixture of emotions between just feeling sad, depressed, and also angry that it was kind of bad. I'm sorry to be really honest about it. I hope I don't hurt anybody's feelings by saying that, but it was in rough shape.
It was.
And it was very depressing to me that this is all I had available to me. Every time I went in there, I mean, it was just, it turned into mostly anger, honestly, at the end of wow, this is really frustrating that this is all we have. And so that lit the fire in me again of maybe I should just see if I can revisit this whole opening a gym thing. And again, at that point, I was looking at some different locations that could possibly be available. And then I reached out to the owners of the Fitness Authority, or I tried to. It was difficult to get in touch with them at first.
Because they didn't live here, right?
No, they don't live locally. And so I left a message saying that I was sort of interested in doing something with the gym. I wasn't sure if they'd want to work with me on it, or, I kind of left a very confusing message, because he called me back and he's like, I don't really know what you're asking me. What do you want to do with it? And he's like, do you want to just buy it? I'm like, yeah. So he told me to make him an offer. I did. He took it. And I was very shocked and super excited.
Yeah.
And that was sort of the beginning of the journey. I mean, I've definitely at this point dreamt about it a lot. With looking at all the different locations over so many years, I've come up with very many different models of what it could possibly look like. So I've, put a lot of thought into it prior to this, but now I had a specific location with, so just adjusted the plan to fit what was already there and where I could take it. Again, going along with the vision of really wanting to create a space that was about the community, that made you, when you walk in, want to be like, this is it. I want to be here. This is a good vibe. This is I wanted to bring in good, high quality, modern, state-of-the-art equipment. I wanted it to be a space where everybody felt welcome, whether you're a elite level athlete or somebody who's 100% new to fitness, has never done it before. I wanted everybody to feel equally welcome. And I wanted there to be a little bit of something for everybody. So if you're a cyclist, we've got you covered. If you're an Olympic lifter, we've got you covered. If you want to throw in some CrossFit movements, great CrossFit gyms around. But if, we do have functional fitness items enough for you to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that we're drawing a huge crowd of young people. I love seeing young people really buying into this journey so early on.
Yeah.
I feel like our generation really caught on later than I would have liked to. We have a big community of older people, which equally excites me. We have a handful which call themselves the 88-year-old club. I think they're about to graduate to the 89-year-old club. It is very impressive. And they'll actually be featured on my new local legends wall that I will be talking about more in the very near future.
Okay.
Really would like to highlight some people. I think I'm getting off topic here, but anyway, that's how
off topic.
That's how the gym got started and how the vision of the space.
Well, it's just an ongoing vision, right? It's growing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I want to keep it growing. I want to keep up with continuing to make improvements, continuing to replace equipment, bring in more things. continue to listen to members, what their needs are, just sticking with the process and, keep rolling with it.
Oh, you are the process lady.
I am the process lady.
You are the woman with a plan, and we're going to come back to that. We're going to take a quick break for some music, and we will be right back, guys. Thank you. All right, we're back. This is Amanda McKeen with North of Normal. I've got Marie Myers here as our special guest. You're listening to WZNC LP Bethlehem, North Country Community Radio, 99.9 FM, streaming online at nococommunityradio.org. Marie, I can't help but notice that you're already on another cup of coffee.
Yes. Yeah, I have a little bit of a problem when it comes
You
to
do?
coffee.
Let's talk about that. Because you mentioned Diet Pepsi as well, and that has caffeine, right?
It does. So I definitely enjoy drinking at least 2 coffees before I get out of bed.
Okay, but you've been out of bed for a while, so how many are we at?
This might be my 5th.
Oh my
maybe
goodness.
6th coffee. Yes.
Guys, do not drink that much coffee. It's not good.
I would not. I'm also in a little bit of a special place in my life right now.
Let's talk about that. What do people need to know?
So, I am currently prepping for my first bikini body competition, and the division I'll be competing in is actually called Fit Model.
Ooh.
So right now I am extremely deprived, but can drink coffee. So
deprived of what?
Food.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, that was a good question. I am just a little bit food deprived. That is part of the process. I've got about, 3 or 4 weeks left until I step on stage. So it's getting very real.
It is.
Yeah, I'm getting really excited. It's been a long time coming. So, just to give you a little background, my sports career sort of started with gymnastics. And I got a later start than most gymnasts do. It's kind of funny because I remember watching gymnastics on TV and telling my mom that I really would like to try that. And she's like, really? You want to have big arms like that? And I was like, oh, that's weird. I really didn't even notice that I had big arms. Like, what is that even? I was just very confused by it. Yes, I do want to do gymnastics even still. And then we had like a little gymnastics class in school, and one of the coaches thought that I had some potential. So she actually went to my parents and said, hey, I'd really like for her to come train at my gym. So that's how my gymnastics career started. And then I mostly did gymnastics my entire childhood. I took some breaks due to some injuries. I've had some fun ones, including breaking my tailbone twice. Broken some ribs, some toes, an arm.
Wow.
So it's been, there's been some ups and downs, but I really, really, really loved it. I loved the challenge of learning new skills, especially.
Yeah.
So that's always been a thing for me, is just learning new things.
Yeah.
I do have a tendency to get bored a little bit, so I like to try new things. And then I don't want to just try them. I want to see how good I can be at them. That's the other part. During this, so I did gymnastics. I also took part in other school sports, netball, of course, for those of you, nobody knows what that is.
Oh, yes, okay. Netball. Yes. That's my favorite sport.
Yes, it's very cool. Field hockey. I dabbled in some underwater hockey, which was super fun.
That's hard.
Yeah, it is. It is. I remember the first time I got in the pool, and you just had to, just getting to the bottom of the pool. I mean, I couldn't even barely even make it. I had to come right back up for air, and I was like, oh my gosh, how do you stay down there and actually play? But we had some really fun times with that. And then after high school, I took a little time off. It was that we can spend a lot of time talking about the gymnastics career, but we will not.
Okay.
So I took a little time off there, and then my body was just really beat up too, beat up. I was also, along with the gymnastics, came some not good mindset around food and body image that I definitely had to work through. So when I finally came back around, I started after I had kids, actually, with, the good old double jogger stroller, because that's what you can do when you have 2 babies and you're trying to get back into fitness. I did some workout videos in the basement, whatever kept me busy. And then I found my way over time to CrossFit, I guess, would be my first adulthood really back to sports, which was really fun. I really enjoyed the different challenges. Once again, there's so many different things that go into that. Then, of course, I found the biking. And
you have some kind of achievement from CrossFit, right?
Well, my biggest achievement there was placing top 10 in Africa.
Yes.
For the Open. I can't remember what year that was, but that was super cool. That was very, very cool.
It was like within the last 5 years.
It was within the last 5 years. It was my last year of doing CrossFit, actually. So I'm really glad, because that year it was in the transition of biking and doing CrossFit, and it was becoming really hard to juggle both those things. So I was sort of unsure whether to do the Open that year or not. And I'm really thankful that I was able to end my quote unquote CrossFit career on a high of placing top 10 in Africa.
That's amazing.
That was super cool. And then I did not go any further than the Open. Because I think Jamie and I actually raced in South Africa at a 3-day stage race. And I'll go back for that one, because we trained really, really hard and took 4th place.
Nice.
The good old 4th place. I've done that a few times with these stage races. So one of these days I'd like to get on that podium.
Yeah.
But first, this is so bodybuilding or bikini body competition has just always been something that intrigued me. It's something very different that I've ever done. Any sport I've ever done was very performance orientated in a different way of like faster, stronger skills. Like this is like, can I actually change my body composition? Which at this point I knew you could. I mean, even just switching from something like gymnastics to CrossFit to biking, it is always incredibly amazing to me how your body adapts to what you're doing. But this was something that's always been super intriguing to me, to see what I can do with my body, and can I be that disciplined? Because in my mind, that to me would be the ultimate test of discipline. And I can tell you, it is very hard. I thought it was going to be a little easier.
Yeah.
And I have so much respect for anybody in this world. If you see a jacked person walking around, you should just hands up, bow. Like it's a lot of hard work. There is no downtime. Your nutrition has to be on all the time.
Yeah.
Even in what they call your off season, which a way better word to describe that would be your improvement season, because that really is
I like that.
Yes, that is where that is the most important time. That is where you are building the physique that you want to eventually reveal on stage. The prep part, which everybody gets so excited about, is just like, hey, I'm unveiling that work that I have put in now. It's just the work's done.
Yeah.
You're just now leaning out. But that is currently where I am in the last little bit of suffering.
Yeah.
Which, it's part of the sport. And I would say that, you definitely have to be in a very, very, very healthy place mentally to do this sport.
Yeah.
This is, the nutrition and it's very specific. That's all. It's been a fun journey. It's been a really fun journey. Which is also very important. If you're going to do the sport or whatever it is that you pick that you're doing, it needs to be enjoyable. The journey has to be enjoyable. It cannot just be about the destination. You have to enjoy the process of getting there. Because it's taken me, I know. I've spent almost 3 years. Yeah.
Getting ready for this?
Getting ready for my first competition.
Wow.
Now, a lot of girls do this as a bucket list item, and they just they skip the whole part where they shape their body or build the muscle they need.
Yep.
They just diet down to, and then step on stage. That is not the approach that I wanted to take. I really, like I said, I like to try new things, and I like to do them as best I can. So I did hire a coach. I want to learn as much about the sport as I possibly can. And then eventually I would love to be able to walk other people through the process. I like to have the knowledge, but I also like to have the experience and then bring those two together. So, I've spent a good part of 2.5 to 3 years building the shape that I am trying to achieve. And now we are cutting down to reveal what I've been working so hard on. And then, of course, you bring in the posing and all the other fun things. And
you've actually shared a little bit on your social channels just so people can be part of that journey.
Yeah.
Recently you shared a video of you posing, practicing. And that's so cool. It's, it's not something that is really done up here or seen.
No, there's not a lot up there. Anytime I try, I've attended a few workshops. I recently, or not recently, actually, recently, the beginning of the year, I had to fly down to Florida for an event there. There is nothing up here in the North Country. So I would absolutely love to create a little hub for that up here. Bring a little bit more awareness, just have fun with it. I am really enjoying all of it. I have so much more work ahead of me in learning, it's like you might look at these bodybuilders or people in the gym taking these shameless selfies, but you know what? That is just their way of measuring their work. Just as, if you're biking, you are timing yourself on how fast you're going. Yes. We are like getting very excited when you're working 2 years on building a hamstring. When you see that thing pop out, like, it is a big moment. I know. Yeah.
Building a hamstring.
It's very different.
Just one
hamstring. My hamstrings are struggling. Yeah. But they will get there. Yeah.
I would love to know, like, you are just so all in, and it's very clear your dedication, and you have this amazing willpower. You just set your mind to do something and you do it, and so many parts of your life are testaments of that. It's not just one thing. Like, it is a pattern in you. But I would love to know, and I think our listeners would too, like, what is a really low moment that you've had throughout this journey of bodybuilding where you thought, oh my gosh, like, this is the worst and I am not who I thought I was? Like, have you had any moments like that?
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I've not.
Come on.
No, I really haven't. I mean, I think I've been, so this journey is different, but it's the same as every other journey I've been. I am very familiar with the ups and downs and progress that's not linear. So it's not shocking to me to have a down moment. And I have not had a down derailing moment, thankfully, in a very long time. It's just part of the journey. Yeah. I don't know how to better answer that for you, but
there was a couple weeks ago where you were kind of on the fence of breaking through a new low body weight. And I remember the day before or that week you had a moment. It wasn't like derailing, but it was a moment.
Yeah, and I have moments.
Yeah,
there are definitely moments.
Okay, but can we talk about that?
Yeah, I don't really know that there's much to say about that. It's just, I think the moment she's talking about, I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. All right. Well, your bodybuilding competition is, I think it's in under 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like 3.5. What day is it right now? It's a Monday? Tuesday. It's a Tuesday.
Is
it a Wednesday? What day is it? Let me look.
It's Tuesday.
Sorry. It's a Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday.
Yes. So, yeah. August 16th. So the middle of August.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's, you know what? I would love to know, like, how this journey is impacting how you coach other people, because that's something that you're actually getting more and more well known for here in the area, is your personal training. And you have really helped quite a few people at this point transform themselves. And so what are you learning that you're being able to bring to your clients and help them improve?
Through the bodybuilding specifically?
Or anything, really.
Well, I feel like I try to remember always where I started. And like try and relate to people and meet them where they are.
Yeah, because like most of the people you're coaching aren't there for bodybuilding.
No.
Right.
And I'm also not ready to coach people for bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to, for me, it's very important. If I'm going to coach you in something, it'll be something I have the knowledge on black and white maybe to coach you through this, but I like to have the personal experience.
Yeah.
So like when it comes to, for example, nutrition, I have actually put myself through almost every diet, I think, that you can think of. And just for the record, I do not believe in diets. I believe in lifelong sustainable plans. I just actually spoke with one of my clients this morning, and she's had phenomenal success. Like she's, very excited. She's lost 10 pounds. She's doing great in the gym. And this morning, our conversation, she was just sharing with me that she had a few days of falling back into bad habits. And she just was like amazed by how quickly her body just wants to put that weight back. And I'm like, yeah, that's why it's called a lifestyle change. You have to bring and it's not to say that you can't have like, some of the things that you enjoy having ever, but you cannot ever go back to the way you were doing things, because the way you were doing things got you in a bad place to start. So if you make these changes, that's why I'm saying it should be something that you enjoy and that's sustainable. All of it will not be enjoyable. Sometimes you have to make changes. Well, you're gonna have to make changes if what you're doing is not working. Yeah. But when you do make these changes, silly examples, but like if you hate egg whites, please don't force yourself to eat egg whites and broccoli for breakfast. Like find things that you enjoy and just, switch it up so that it's something that is healthier but still enjoyable and sustainable. But anyway, she was shocked. And that was just, I was like, wow, this is a good aha moment for you of why there's so many like sayings that we feel like are a bit of a cliche, and you just sort of say them like for like that, like it's supposed to be a lifestyle change, or, but then to experience it and be like, oh, I get it. You can't just make those changes or implement a diet and then get to where you want to be and then just go back to what you used to do. No, that's not how it works. These are lifelong changes. And anyway, but that's why I have done almost every diet from like paleo to keto to vegan, you name it, I've done it, and I've done it for at least a minimum of 6 months to really truly understand all the challenges that goes with it. So I like to have that knowledge to back up, or the experience to back up the knowledge, so I can better understand where people are coming from.
So I can definitely speak to that, because you and I started working together and training together, even though I'm not doing bodybuilding, but I train with you.
Yes.
And it's fun. But we started talking about my nutrition, because I was showing up to the gym just so worn out all the time and not properly fueling my workouts.
Yep.
And that is just a around the clock thing.
Yeah.
Like you have to actually be intentional about
you have to be very
how you're fueling.
Yep.
And that's not just like, oh, I'm going to have this meal before I go work out or this meal after. It's like all the time. How is this food I'm about to put in my body going to serve me in the future? And I had gotten a little too relaxed about that, because a year and a half back, I was incredibly active outside, especially. I had lifted before, and I just got relaxed because I didn't need to worry about it. Nothing was, I was just eating what I wanted, and I was exercising, and that was fine. But then suddenly something tipped the scales, and that was not how my body was reacting anymore.
Yeah.
So I had to get dialed in. You helped me with that. One of the biggest things was using the MyFitnessPal app.
Tracking.
Yes.
People love tracking. I know.
It's such a pain, but seriously, that's when I had my aha moment, because that's when I realized that I was eating so much fat.
Yep. Yeah, people, that's such a, exactly. Sorry not to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
It's, I know people really hate tracking, and I'm not saying that for the rest of your life you need to track every single thing that you eat, but you need to be aware of what it is that you're actually putting in your body.
Yeah.
Like, it is shocking to people when they track for the first time, when they realize, like, oh my gosh, like, I had a client who realized that she was literally getting 10 grams of protein a day. Like, wow.
10 grams.
Yeah, like barely any. And in her brain, she thought she was getting, like, a decent amount of protein. And that's a pretty extreme example. But it's very important to understand what it is that you're putting in your body. And then you can make changes from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have been, it's the other thing once I had that aha moment with tracking was understanding. I think I just told you last week that, it's been a year and a half of my body getting to this point. And for me to expect that within a month I'm going to be back to where I want to be is just so unrealistic. And it's hard to wait. It's
hard. I know.
You have to be so patient.
You have to be.
And you can't, you have to trust the process. I mean, talk about cliche sayings.
That's the next thing. Yeah. When that statement, when you figure out why it is that's a very good one when you realize what that actually means.
Yeah. So your clients probably go through that part, right?
And I love when they realize that moment, because I do feel like also when you start any journey like this, having realistic expectations is so important. And it's hard for me to give people a realistic expectation and not discourage them at the same time, because you will see instant. There will be some not instant, but there will be some immediate or sooner results, so to speak. Yeah. But I mean, it really takes time. Like, I'm talking, like, you got to give yourself at least a year, at least. Like, I know I'm training for something a lot more extreme that most people are not interested at all. But I've literally been doing this for 3 years, on top of having a lifelong history in sports. Yeah. Like, you don't just transform your body overnight. Yeah. It takes time. And that is also why I'm saying you cannot wait for that day at the end where you reach your quote unquote goal and think that then all of a sudden you're going to be happy. No, you need to find ways of being happy today. Like, you'll get lost along the way, and there's no sense in being unhappy with yourself until you've reached that goal that you set for yourself that might not come in 3 years. And guess what? You might get there and you're going to move that goalpost on yourself, and never get there. So yeah, finding ways of enjoying the process, celebrating small victories along the way, I think is so important.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up, because that's something that is a common theme with our conversations, because I struggle with that of, like, being okay with me right now and how I look. Yeah. And you had suggested, like, a week ago that I go get myself a new outfit of right away.
Those cute shorts you're wearing right now.
The cute shorts I'm wearing right now. But like my first reaction was, well, no, because I'm not going to be this size. This is not the size I want to be.
Yeah.
And why would I buy clothes? I don't even want to try them on and see myself right now. Yeah. So just you reminding me that like, hey, like it's important to accept yourself and love yourself now.
Now. You're not going to magically just love yourself.
Right.
Yeah. The mental process has to happen at the same time.
Yeah. Because if I only love myself when I am a certain size or weight or whatever you want to fill in the blank there, then it means I have to stay there forever in order to continue loving myself.
That's such a shallow love also. Like, you should love yourself regardless. It doesn't mean that you should be happy with everything about yourself. I think it's good to be able to be honest with yourself, like, hey, I love you, but like you're self together here. Like, it's okay. And those things you can kind of, I think it's good to try and separate those things. Like, you know, you're not valued based on what you look. That would be very sad.
It would be.
Yeah. So why, you would never do that to somebody else. Why are you doing it to yourself? Like, you should value yourself regardless, but at the same time, it's okay to face it and be like, hey, I'm a little bit heavier than I should be, so let's do something about it. Like, I love you, but let's go. And then, you should, again, like, figure out ways to feel happy with yourself now, Yeah. And don't wait to do things. Like, so many people, like, for example, won't swim until they feel good about themselves. Well, you're missing out on something that you enjoy doing for, that's like, that's a hard one. I know that's a hard one for a lot of people.
I totally relate.
You should not let how you feel about yourself hold you back from doing things that you love doing. And that's a tough thing to work through mentally, but I think it's such a big part of the process.
It is.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that is one of the reasons why you are commended so highly by your personal training clients, is that you aren't just showing them movements, you're not just giving them a plan to follow, but you actually are caring, and you're kind of acting like
care.
You're kind of acting like this fitness therapist, I think. Yeah. Is that a thing?
I don't know, but it should be a thing.
I think that's your thing right now.
It could be. Kind of is. They do go together. And I like to try and tell people, I know I've told you this, but like, and that's why I might circle back to the part, I didn't mean to not answer your question, because I definitely am very human and I do struggle with things. I just think that I've learned how to not master my mind, but like, just work through the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even on 5 cups of coffee.
I think this might be 6 right now. 7.
So let's, we're coming up on an hour here. I can't believe the time's gone by so fast, but really have appreciated you being here. Yeah. I hope that you'll consider coming back, because I think that there's more conversations to be had. But before you go, would love to hear one of your favorite memories of being here in the North Country. Like, when you think about living here, what is something that's so near and dear to your heart?
Oh boy.
Oh, that's a big question.
Yeah, that's a big question. I might have to answer that for you when we come back next time.
No, we can't wait for next time. Just any memory that you have, something fond. Like, let's say you go back to South Africa and you're trying to tell a friend who's never been here about the North Country, and you're...
Well, I guess there's a peacefulness about it when you come back to the beautiful mountains.
Yeah. We love Littleton Fitness, that's for sure. We love
Littleton Fitness. I do really enjoy coming back to my gym now, I have to say. Yeah, the gym, the people, nature.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a super big fan of the coldness, the long winters. I can skip that part.
Yeah, so
Amanda loves the winters. I'm the summer girl. Yeah. I don't get a lot of summertime here. That's the one thing I do not like about here, but today's a beautiful day.
It is beautiful out.
Get out there.
It
and
actually
go do
feels
something.
like fall.
Does it?
Yeah, it's kind of like
It's
cool air.
It is
yeah.
cool, yeah.
Well, Marie, thank you so much for being here.
It was my pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for sharing a little bit of your history and opening up about what you're going through and how many coffees you drink on average.
My pleasure. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to be going into an hour of music here. And thank you guys so much for listening. And we will be announcing next week's guest on social media because right now I forget who it is.
Oh, boy.
All right. Thank you for listening, guys.